I'm Ilona Maher, and this is my last meal.
Every person has exactly two things in common. We all gotta eat and we're all gonna die. Today's guest is a 3-time collegiate champion, a 2-time Olympian, an Olympic bronze medalist, and a Dancing with the Stars silver medalist. She's a co-host of the podcast House of Maher, and she's the only person I've ever known to have one of her childhood birthday parties in a grocery store. Ilona Maher, welcome to the show.
It was really fun. It was awesome, actually.
Many people dream of being a princess or Spider-Man. No. You dreamed of the deli counter.
I love grocery shopping. I love it. So my mom was really good at birthday parties, and she went in there and she got it all set up. Me and my friends, we got together. We'd go to the deli counter. We went to the bake shop. Mm-hmm. I think I was Employee of the Month, too. I got a plaque.
Did they make you look a plaque?
It was awesome. No, it was really cool. And that one, I haven't had as good a birthday party as that, I think, ever.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Last Meals today. Have you ever thought about your last meal before?
I have. I think my teammates and I have talked about it as well. We've always thrown it out, what we would eat and whatnot. So yeah, I have a lot of options, but I almost have too many options, because at first when I was trying to think of it, I wrote down a few and then I was like, wow, that's good too. Now I gotta put that on there too. I really love that. So I love food. I think food is a connector. I think food is pleasure and everything like that. So I eat a lot, and I love the act of coming together with friends and just enjoying.
Yeah, if there's a word that I could put on this last meal, I think it's robust.
Yes.
This is a robust last meal,
yes,
which is what I really love to see. You can tell your love of food coming out in it.
Yes, very specific. I love East Coast oysters. Certain sauces my mom made, because she is an amazing cook.
Was there anything that surprised you about your decisions? You were like, oh, I didn't know that meant that much to me.
I think little things I didn't know. I love pickles, but very specific pickles. They have to be refrigerated. Mm-hmm. I don't want shelf-stable pickles. It's not the same. So that was what a kooky thing that I have to say that. I'm a broth girl. I love bone broth. I can just drink it. I just had it this morning, actually, homemade. But the simple stuff bread and butter gives me so much joy. So that was cool to see that I'm actually really satisfied by little things, by simple things.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. How often do you think about death in general?
Not often. I think I am a very cautious person, though. I'm more I don't like doing dangerous things. Mm-hmm. I don't ever need to skydive.
What was the sport that you won a bronze medal in?
No, it's different, though. It's different because I'm on the ground there. It's more controlled.
There's only a certain distance.
They always ask me that, and it feels different.
Yeah.
I don't do dangerous things. Even if you ever seen me on a bird scooter, I'm going 5 miles, if not less an hour.
I straight up refuse to ride bird scooters.
Deathmobiles.
Yeah.
And I wear a helmet. We have at our training center, it's kind of a big center. And whenever I wear my scooter, a lot of my teammates don't wear helmets, I'll put my helmet on to go a half mile.
I love that. Rugby, no helmets. Yes. Bird scooters, yes helmets.
Very dangerous.
I love that. I think there's also something where when you're doing the thing that you have spent so much time in your life perfecting, you're kind of in complete control of that danger in a certain regard.
In a way, I think we call rugby controlled violence, or elegant violence is what they say, because it is very dangerous in many ways, but I also think life is dangerous in many ways in all sorts of sports. I've known people to break their ankle playing tennis, or you're out skiing. Skiing's very dangerous.
Oh yeah.
And you hurt yourself doing that, so I think there's inherent risk in everything, but to me rugby is a controlled thing that allows me to express myself in what I think is a safe way.
I love that you own that. Don't put on the voice. That's awesome. And I do view sports as a form of art in a lot of ways, but it's improvised art against somebody trying to stop you from creating that in a certain way.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that on. I'm an artist.
You ready to eat?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ilona, for the first course of your final meal, we have 24 East Coast oysters with a beautiful mignonette. And here we have an extremely well-dressed kale Caesar salad, everything homemade, only with the best ingredients. And then double smash burgers with caramelized onions, American cheese, and a beautiful aioli. And of course, the margarita with a chili lime rim.
This is, and I'm not joking, the best day of my life. I cannot wait. Can I go for it?
Go, just, do it.
I was that'd be crazy.
Here's the thing, if you feel like talking about it and explaining to me and or the audience
Let me
out
take
there,
a bite and then I'll be on it.
We can do the first ever silent last meals where we just sit here and grub out on oysters.
Ooh, like an ASMR thing.
I'm kind of in.
All right, well, let's cheers an oyster. Cheers.
What are we cheersing to?
We're here now, not dead.
Okay. Cheers, we're not dead.
What? Wow.
Another.
Okay.
Rack them up.
Okay.
Rack them up, Ilona.
Shoot, what am I doing?
When was the first time you had an oyster? Because a lot of people, the first time they had it, it was kind of challenging. Like mine was from an all-you-can-eat sushi buffet, and it was not a good experience.
You ate an oyster. How old?
I think I was like 11, and that oyster was, it was warm,
Oh my
dude.
God.
It was warm.
Cheers. Okay,
The real cheers.
cheers. I've always been a good eater. Like my parents will say,
I found that a lot of athletes that I know tend to be like some of the more picky eaters.
yeah.
Especially the ones, I have a buddy, for instance, that we were at an XFL game, and I was,
Okay.
drinking a beer, eating some cheese fries, and the timer on his phone goes off, and out of his bag, he pulls a Tupperware of white rice with mustard and ground beef and started eating it because that was his feeding time, as he called it. And, he was a high-level athlete, so he was in training.
Yeah.
But do you deal with those people?
My best friend was like that once. Like we were at a bar and she pulled out chicken and rice with her, and was like, well, okay, but that's what makes her special. So I think for her, she's not as strict, but she was very strict with her eating. The idea is that athletes have to be so strict and that we only eat this and this, and people believe six-packs mean fitness and whatnot. But like food is such comfort and fuel, and like also, gives you the energy to be so great at your sport. So I've tried to find a balance in it because also it helps me so much mentally.
Yeah.
But I do have many teammates who have gone through very restrictive eating that has also been bad for their mental health. But I have some who the restricted eating really helps them, like my best friend. I gotta eat the burger.
Eat the burger. Yeah, it's getting cold. It's getting cold.
It's like right in front of me.
I like how before this I was talking about how sometimes I have to prompt people to eat on the show. Nope.
Perfect. Yum.
Your body doesn't know what a burger is. Your muscles know. Your brain and mind do.
Yeah.
Your body knows fat, carbs, and protein.
Right.
Which is all the things that fuel you to greatness. But you combine them in this, and it makes your brain more happier.
I'm really happy eating that.
Same.
One of the reasons I really love sports and also love the way that you talk about like a body being a functional thing is that there's sort of a sport for every body type.
Oh, yeah.
Where you feel like you're meant to do that. If you're really big, pick up a shot put. If you're really, really small, hop on a horse. Technically the horse is the athlete, but the jockey's the one that gets to hold the trophy because it's got
That
thumbs.
is interesting to me, yes, but keep going. No disrespect to jockeys. Keep going.
Sorry, we'll get back to that.
I love
But
jockeys.
it goes back to, this is gonna get annoying, in Plato's The Republic, he wrote that like the ideal of justice in society is everybody doing what they were meant to do. And like I know for me, growing up a really husky kid, I didn't feel like I was meant to do anything. I always felt like I was in the way. And then I started playing basketball and throwing elbows in the post, and I went, oh,
This is it.
this feels really, really good.
Yeah.
When was the first time you had that feeling of like, oh, this feels really good to use my large body in this way?
Absolutely. So my dad always had daughters, and he always knew he would put his daughters in sports because he'd seen so much about how sports can be so great for girls. So I always played sports, but then I always remembered being on the fields, and I was like, am I fitter than all these girls and I'm bigger than them? How are they there and I'm like this? Why do I look like this? I never understood it, and I think that's a problem a lot of girls have when they grow up bigger and they see society telling them sizes should be small or whatever. I think sports really did help me to know my body wasn't just something to be objectified and looked at, but I could really use it on the field. And that's when I realized, oh, I'm good at sports. Like I am athletic and I understand it. You put me on any field and I'll get it. But then it wasn't until I tried rugby my senior year of high school, you're encouraged to tackle and to stiff arm and to run as hard as you can. Whereas in basketball, you get fouled for it, or in field hockey, you whistles constantly. And so here I was getting to be as physical as possible and such a powerful girl. And I was like, this is for me. Yeah. Like rugby is it. And my dad tells a story of after my first game, he ran home and told my older sister, like, Olivia, you'll never believe she scored 3 tries and made this many tackles. And so from then it just clicked in that game. And I remember, oh, this is like, I think I can do something with this. The just little change to play rugby. I mean, now I'm here eating oysters with you in this studio.
Can I serve you some salad?
Yes.
Tell me the decision behind the well-dressed kale Caesar, because here's the thing, I love a Caesar salad, but what I really want is a bunch of Caesar dressing and crunchy things and cheese.
Exactly, thank you.
Yeah.
The thing is, I just love sauce.
Yes.
Any sauce I like, and I will eat. And so when I eat a salad, it's really much for the vehicle sauce. And that's why I just don't want it to be like not have it on there. Why am I just gonna eat kale? That's crazy. So my sister sometimes makes a Caesar dressing and I use it as a dip, and I treat the kale as chips, and I dip the kale in the sauce. You go through a lot of sauce dressing that way, but it's delicious.
Speaking of war cries, you're the first person that sat at this table that has ever stared down a Haka.
Oh, yes.
How was that? Do you remember the first time and what were your emotions?
I was more like, this is super cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool how rugby is just so international in many ways. But the kind of thing that's been cool is like the culture that's brought into rugby as well. So New Zealand has what's called the Haka, and it's a ceremonial tribal dance they do beforehand, or it's like a challenge. It's them like challenging you to go out there and play your hardest and do everything. And so I've got to stare it down, and it's so cool because it gets me kind of hyped. It's more like inspirational to me to see it. It doesn't make me angry. I'm more like, you go. That's cool.
Sick.
You guys
Yeah.
planned that all? That was awesome. But it's their way to kind of keep their culture into it. And because Maori, they are trying to, still, this resurgence of their culture in New Zealand. Yeah. And I know many who are so proud to be, so I think it's kind of cool they could bring it onto the field and show it in that way because rugby is such part of their culture as well. So I've stared down and been like, that's awesome. I think all America has right now is like the chicken dance we do sometimes. But
Are you talking about before a rugby match?
No. So like after.
Oh, I thought you started doing the chicken dance.
No. Like, I wish we had something that, like, united us. Like, we're going to do this. And I'm like, what do we have that unites us?
Bruce
what do we all know?
Springsteen's Born in the USA. You got to license
That's
it.
very good.
And you just got to nod politely along to the music.
Yup.
It feels like we're going through, like, a real golden age of women's sports right now. Mm-hmm. And the mantra for so long has been, the talent is there, the entertainment is there,
right.
but the marketing dollars haven't been there. And then now we all have, like, marketing super machines in our pockets with our phones.
Truly.
How much of a game changer has that been? Because being one of the most famous female athletes in America as a rugby player 10 years ago would have been fully inconceivable.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy. My teammates and I, before Tokyo Olympics, we were always talking about, like, how do we make money? And so we were always trying to get sponsorships. Like, we always wanted brands to notice us. But we play a sport that doesn't get any media attention. And then before Tokyo Olympics, I just started posting kind of for fun. During COVID, we were like stuck in quarantine in a hotel room in Spain for a tournament, and I started posting TikToks, and I saw that people were really taking notice, and I was like, okay, interesting. Like a week after, some guy passes me by at the tournament, he's like, oh, you're that rugby girl on TikTok. And that one blew my mind. I was like, wow, the power that has, social media has. And it started saying to me, I was like, okay, this could be something. I knew that people were made at the Olympics. But I knew people like Michael Phelps and Simone Biles were made being the best in their sport and being undeniably the best in the world. With rugby, I'm one of the best sevens players in the world, but I'm not like, it's very hard to say that is the best player in the world of a sport that's more of a team sport. Everybody's out there doing things like that. So I knew that I wouldn't be considered like the best and undeniably the best because there's so much, subjectiveness to it. But I knew I had a personality, and I knew I wasn't afraid to be cringe because I saw it. So I always tell the story of my teammates would be like, oh, Ilona's TikToking again. And then after the Olympics, for what it did for me, they'd be like, oh, Ilona's TikToking again, everyone be quiet. Because of the impact it made.
Yeah.
And then leading up to Paris, the deals I was getting were unheard of for my team. Like genuinely, and weren't even that big, but for the sport I was in, it was crazy. No one had ever done it. And I kept building, and then Paris as well, knew that I could do it again. My main thing was I wanted to win a medal, but I also knew that if I want to set myself up for life and I want to make good money, I kind of have to do both. So I have to be the best player, and I also have to be the best on social media. I'm not like an NBA, NFL player where I just have to do my job on the field and I'm going to make millions.
Yeah.
That will never, ever happen for me. I'll never even make six figures playing rugby. So I knew
that's not even unique to rugby too, but I think for women's sports. I mean,
Oh.
WNBA salaries from playing basketball are still, they're not making six figures to start on rookie contracts sometimes.
And then I became valuable to companies because I was a product. I could put out a product and people would notice. So I just had to do it. I was good at it. I have a brain for it. I think of things that are relatable and feel okay posting it. I don't mind being judged in some ways because I realize the benefit of it. I realize the benefit of being judged means I can live comfortably and I can go on shows where I eat 12 oysters. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, dude.
That's exactly why I did it. This is the best day ever. So yeah, it just sucks that we do, in many ways, have to focus so much on that instead of just trying to be the best we can be on the field.
All right, I gotta go check on the next course real quick. Hey, great job on course one. Excellent. Remember to keep it tight, watch the pass, tackle, 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 win the ball. Today's video is sponsored by Kroger, which makes perfect sense. We've made over 80 episodes of Last Meals, and one of my favorite parts is that moment when the food hits, when you can tell it's made someone feel at home. that's when people really open up, and honestly, that's all thanks to our incredible culinary team. We take groceries seriously. We're talking about recreating childhood recipes and crafting the perfect last bite so we only trust the best. And that's why we shop at our Kroger family store. They've got everything true grocery heads like us could ever want, from the ingredients for a nostalgic batch of cinnamon rolls to all the stuff that makes the best dang smash burger you've ever had. Big thanks to Kroger for being amazing partners and for sponsoring today's episode. All right, keep the plates Soigné and remember to crash the line when we're in the overload. When we get into the ruck, that's 2, 3, 4 all day. Ilona, for course number 2 of your last meal, we have the whole charcuterie grazing board with assorted cheese, crackers, bread, even some dried fruit, fresh fruit, mustard, jam, all the fixins'. We have a turkey sandwich on sourdough stacked with mayo, mustard, pickles, and bacon. We have the fresh bread and the beurre de Barat Normandy butter. We have the fresh bone broth, and of course, the whole crunchy pickle straight from the jar. And then we have a special guest at the table. This is co-host of the House of Maher podcast, Olivia Maher, and you are here for a very specific reason that I bet you can guess why.
Girl dinner.
Girl dinner.
I have chills. Chills. The way you explain that, the way I'm looking over it, I think I'm cold sweating. I'm so excited. This is so beautifully done. I'm not being picky, but we're from Vermont, and our Vermont cheddar should be white.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know who put an orange cheddar on there, but this show sucks.
I agree.
She takes it all back. Throw it away.
You
Throw
guys.
it away. No, it's okay. I'll still eat it, of course.
Next time, you'll come back.
Yeah, it'll be
We'll
fine.
have the white cheddar
We'll have
for
a
you.
white cheddar.
But no, so you are the inventor of the phrase girl dinner. You are also a former NCAA athlete and had a career in entertainment before taking over the Maher machine.
Right.
Did you two ever have competition growing up? Or were you always, no, you did.
Well, we always did a lot of the same sports. The only time we didn't was in, she played soccer, I played field hockey. But then other than that, we did basketball together and softball together. We did track in the summer, we did skied in the winter, we played, we played tennis, all that stuff. But we always had something a little different about us. So in basketball, she was a great shooter. I was really good in the paint. In softball, I was just a really powerful pitcher. She could throw change-ups and rise balls, curve balls, you know?
Yeah. But I feel like we were allies throughout it all. The only time we would have a tiff is if one of us was in a mood and the other one could be not in that mood and we'd be playing opposition to each other in that way. But I think we were good teammates, good people.
Yeah, we were.
Man, I love that. Please dig in. Can I pour you up some bone broth?
Yeah, pour me up some bone broth.
Yes.
Bartender. Take the edge off. Make it strong.
There is actually, it's one of my favorite cocktails that's made with beef broth. It's called a bull shot. So it's beef broth, lemon juice, and vodka. And it's kind of awesome. We could line some up if you want.
Maybe from where? You make it yourself?
I think it came from, it was originally a Campbell's soup ad in like a 1970s edition of GQ. And they were like, we need people to drink more broth. How do we do it? And they're like, get them to add liquor, Bob, and smoke an unfiltered Camel.
Son of a bitch, that's a great idea. Write that one down. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you all for being here.
Broth bitches. Brothy bitches. If you can keep
Is that the name
in.
of our podcast?
Okay, maybe. Should be.
I mean, we could do it.
Should be.
It's so funny, when we first met, I had no idea about the
better
girl dinner connection. And then we ran into each other. I don't even know if you know this. We ran into each other at like a restaurant event, and I had found out, and I like grabbed her. I'm like, you invented girl dinner?
Really? Yeah, she's in it. She's like been in, now kind of culinary because we're the same. We love food. She's a much better cook than I am. We're from an ingredient household, I say. Oh my gosh, dude. Get in on that. We're from an ingredient household, so we don't have pre-made snacks anywhere. It was like, if you wanted something, you got to go assemble it yourself. And our mom's also an unbelievable cook, so we have lots of leftovers. We're a big leftover family too, so there's always stuff to nibble on. And it was just a term I came up with in the quiet of my own apartment. I'd said to a friend, oh, what are you having tonight? She was like, oh, my boyfriend's making steak, and I love steak, I don't really want it tonight. It's just so heavy. And I was like, it sucks, I'm having a girl dinner. And she was like, oh, what? I was like, oh, right, that's a thing I made up in my own head. Are we enjoying this?
Gun full goblin mode.
That's an expression I made up in my head, but it's just what I do when I pick through my fridge and cabinets and stand at my counter and eat. And she goes, I do that. And I was like, I feel like a lot of women and people probably do that just for themselves, but it's nothing that's been talked about out loud because it's not, risque by any means, but it's not a woman taking care of other people for once. It's her just fully having community with her own body and giving herself exactly what she wants in that moment without it looking like what society thinks of as a proper meal.
I'm sorry, I'm lost in, where does the packed turkey sandwich come into play?
Yeah, right. This is awesome. I'm a big sandwich person. I think sandwiches you can really customize and do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
Dare I say self-expression?
You and Adriana's not here, but I watch your podcast.
a lot. And what I love about it is it really just feels like you are all around the dinner table. It feels so natural, and I feel like I'm getting almost a close-up view of what you were like as kids. Did you grow up with that family dinner all the time?
First before that, is that enough butter? In our house, we did family dinner every night. And that was really important for us and our parents, like a way to connect with each other at the end of the day, to chat things over. It didn't matter if our mom was working and our dad had just worked 8 hours, he was gonna come home and make us a meal, and we were gonna sit down and have dinner. And I think that really shaped us into who we are and how we have conversation and how we also connect as a family. Like we are a very, very tight family.
You learn a lot, like from the youngest age to still when we go home now, we sit the 5 of us at the table and we eat a meal. It doesn't matter what it is, but you're there to bounce ideas off of one another, and you're growing and you're changing, and it's just it was a safe space to be yourself and learn how to kind of grow up in a world that lots going on at all times.
All 3 of you guys are like very successful and smart and well-rounded, and I assume all athletic. I don't know Adriana's athletic career, but I assume she was as well.
Yeah.
I've seen clips of your mom being interviewed where they'll be like, what's it like? Your daughter's an Olympian. And she goes, well, I have 3 daughters.
3 beautiful, wonderful, talented, gorgeous daughters.
She's so funny because she wants everyone to be included. We joke about this a lot. They'll ask her a very specific question about me, or they'll ask her a specific question about Olivia. She'll be like, yes, but I have other daughters, you know.
Which it got to the point we even had to, our John and I were like, Mom, if you're asked about Ilona, talk about Ilona. Truly, because if she eats, we're eating too, right? Let's keep that going.
It's such like a mom cringe thing to do, to be like, well, I have 3 daughters, but at the same time, it obviously shows like how much love she has genuinely for all of you.
That's
Hell
true.
yeah.
These are really good.
Thank you. You can take home the brine.
I will. I will.
She was drinking it this morning.
Actually, I'll have a sip. Can I have a sip of this?
Yes, you may.
That's good. Pickles are a huge part of girl dinner. Huge.
Yeah.
Briny items are a huge part.
Girls need electrolytes. That's the thing I believe. You know what I mean?
Electrics and
That's
iron.
big. And iron. You both went to the same small Catholic school, graduated with like single-digit classmates.
Yep.
Your mom, roughly once a year, would barge into the classroom and yell penis.
Yeah, dude.
Why'd she do that?
No better way to get middle schoolers' attention than to yell that out.
At a Catholic
middle school.
mind you.
So she was our sex ed teacher, and I don't remember ever feeling like awkward about it. Did you?
I didn't. I thought it was funny.
I was like, she's pretty good.
She's good at what she does. She makes it fun too, so. I think it was also everyone else around us was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, we did Catholic school. I graduated in class of 9.
Class of 6 people.
Class of 6 people.
They were like our brothers and sisters, right?
Yeah.
So it was such a tiny, tight-knit community. We'd been with these people since preschool, pretty much. And we went from there to the public high school.
Yeah.
The giant public high school. And so as my dad would said it, like, we were the big fish in a little pond, and we went to being little fish in a big pond. And our social skills reduced to 0 because we've only been around essentially our brothers and sisters our whole lives. So there's a lot of learning, because nobody believes us when we say, like, oh, we were weird and awkward and quiet. But I mean, we're here now. All that
Still kind of weird and awkward, not as quiet though.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I actually think that being weird and awkward and not quiet is a really big superpower, because then you give other people license to do the same. And I think we're all weird and awkward in our own ways.
I actually write about that in my book. No. I'm just like writing sometimes, and I write down like thoughts I have, and I think the power of awkwardness is so underrated.
100%.
Like, I'll be awkward sometimes, even intentionally, because I can tell, oh, that makes people feel like better to be themselves. So I'm all about it.
You learn from it.
You learn from it.
Yeah. And especially like when you were talking earlier about being a bigger athlete, and that society's message of like, be small, I think is specifically towards women, it's be small in all ways.
Yes.
I don't mean to speak for y'all, but so I think being big and out there and giving people license to do the same is like a really powerful, rad thing.
Thank you.
And I think your mom influencing that is a really powerful, rad thing.
She wouldn't talk about her body around us growing up. Like, she always just, like, Ilona would come to her, we go to her, be like, oh, I don't know about this about, and she'd be like, you look gorgeous, what are you talking about? Like, and she wouldn't talk negatively about herself, and we saw that. And we talk about this a lot too. Sorry, Mom. She was a naked mom, like, growing up. You know, we asked friends, did you grow up with a naked mom or not? And you can kind of tell your friends apart that way, like, who did or who didn't. Like, how comfortable are they with their body and our bodies around them? Like, can we pee in the same room with each other on a bachelorette trip? Or are you weird about that kind of thing?
Right.
And I think that a lot goes back to that, because we got to see a woman's body in all of its like beauty and glory, and see it as beautiful. Because this woman gave birth to us, and she's the coolest person we know, and look how beautiful she is. Like stretch marks and the way your body changes and all. And so I think that also attributes a lot to how we see ourselves and kind of carry ourselves in life in the world.
What's next going forward for House of Maher and the general Maher machine? Because I know you've talked about want to be like the female John Cena.
Oh.
You know? And have like, you know, but I mean really like get into acting, play
Yeah.
the sort of sexy assassin roles.
Well, I wouldn't mind to get into acting, and I think that it's so funny when I see these characters on TV of being, she's the badass and she can take down men, and I'm like, she weighs 110 pounds.
Soaking wet.
I could slap her once and she'd be down, you know?
Right.
I like to think that I represent bigger, muscular women. So I want to see more of those roles on TV and people that look like that playing the badass and who actually could take down a man, who genuinely can do, you know, the pull-ups. And, you know, Wonder Woman's supposed to be this big character, this massive person, and yet they can sometimes be casted as the smallest, skinniest woman.
And you don't see men cast that way in superhero roles generally.
No,
Or
right,
If they
they're-
do, they then just
They're
suddenly
beefy,
add
yeah.
on 35 pounds of muscle and drop 5% body fat. How does that happen? That's crazy.
Crazy.
I think I speak for my client when I say she would be fantastic in Hollywood. She is an amazing actress anyway. Just like
Yep.
what she does online, how she is with people, like that is genuinely who she is, but she's so good at stepping into any kind of character for a video, for whatever. And I think that making that move just feels right, and she would be so good at it, and I want to see her up there on the big screen. She's gonna start taking some acting lessons.
Maybe.
She's gonna
But that's something I would love to just add. I don't feel the pressure to do it. I want to go to the LA Olympics, hopefully, and get to play again there. So I have a lot of other things, which is so cool to have the opportunity to do so much. Olivia's my manager, and so she does a lot for me and allows me to be the best athlete, the best whatever it is. I mean, literally, she was asking about stuff today, and I had no idea what was happening. And we were like on calls with my tax guy, and I'm like, I don't know. You got to ask her. So she is really why her and my agent, why I can be so successful and can, you know, have all these other ventures I want to do.
And my payout is being here with all of you.
I pay her too. She's not working for free.
Ilona, for course number 3 of your final meal, this is the Mama Maher special. This is the Dutch kip satay
Yes.
with that creamy sweet soy garlic peanut butter sauce. We have your mom's pork tenderloin with a rosemary blue cheese sauce. And then we have, this is at your mom's recommendation.
Yeah.
She did hit us with the recipes. This is actually something very Dutch. I've had this in Amsterdam before.
Oh, yeah?
But the frites with the peanut sauce and chopped onions on top, and then just some white rice to go with the satay.
Yeah. You put some mayonnaise with that.
Dig in.
Okay.
This is a combination of food that I've never had before. We did a mixture of thigh and breast with the satay.
Of course. I am a breast person. I want to be a thigh person. You know, that's the cool way to do it. Okay, Shar.
What's stopping you?
I don't know. I like the pure meat. Okay, I'm just gonna dunk it. I'm just gonna really dunk it. I'm again saucy. You know.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Killed that.
Hell yeah!
That's exactly like my mom's.
Mama Maher, get your ass down here.
What the hell? My mom's Dutch. She is again a great cook, but whenever we go to Holland, you get like fries, and then you put like saute on it, and then you can put like mayonnaise, which we call frietje sauce, on there as well. Awesome.
Dutch people also statistically largest in the world.
Really?
Like, as far as like height, Dutch, Dutch are the tallest. But also, I mean, like talking about what bodies are meant to do, I just come from like a northern German sheep farming family.
course.
Like shear literally means to shear a sheep. And so like there's no part of me that was ever meant to be small. I was 200 pounds by the time I was
Right.
11 years old.
Right.
Because that's what our people were meant to do. Was
Exactly.
Just pick up bales of hay and then just, you know, lug sheep around.
Olivia and I were just joking about that because we're like, you know, we're bigger women. It's like we're not aiming to lose weight right now, but it's just so funny. Our bodies are designed to be like, we got to get you through winter, queen. Don't worry, we're gonna hold on to this. Don't you worry. Like we're like eat less. Oh gosh, keep it. So it's just funny that we, you know, from the genetics, DNA ancestry, how you were created, and that's what I was created to. I don't know, work those canals or something. Stay warm in the winter.
But also created to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
Well,
right?
yeah.
I know a lot of people who have modeled and of all genders, and they will go on crazy crash diets before they do a shoot. Like I'm talking, you ate chicken wings and had hot crab dip the night before.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Which I love.
So my thing was, and again, it was kind of a battle to not have that mindset of wanting to lose weight. I didn't want to look back on the pictures and think, oh man, remember when I looked like that? Oh,
Yes.
I never looked like that.
Yes.
That's not me on there. And feel like this sense of, oh, I wish I looked like that again. I want to look at the pictures and see myself. Even when I recently shot with them, I got a tan. And I was like, oh God, I'm gonna look too small. This tan is bad. And I genuinely was like worried to present myself as not who I am.
Yeah.
Because I always want to be myself out there, and I think that I look good either way. And so it was really important for me. I was at Miami Swim Week and I made a video because some girl came up to me. We were just chatting and she was like, yeah, you know, I've been on a juice cleanse for 2 weeks for this. And I was like, what? 2 weeks? You look great. And also, why are you talking to me? Do you know who I am? Do you know like what my message has been? It's just the thought that you would have to do that to get into a body, that's just not your body. That's not supposed to be your body if you have to only drink sugar for 2 weeks. That's not what you're supposed to look like. I want it to look like me on there, and I feel really beautiful, and I think that also I can feel beautiful because of the people I have around me.
Sure. Yeah.
So like if I were to say I'm going on a juice cleanse, my family and friends would be like, what? Why are you going on that? Like, okay, maybe do it for a day or two, but you don't have to do it for any reason. So I have really good people around me who give me that confidence to really love myself. And I think also I'm trying to really love myself and to show my body as it is because I know other girls see me so much.
Yeah.
And so I want them to see that and feel like they can resonate with it. Again, it's for those muscular girls who have been called manly, masculine their whole life and see me being very feminine and beautiful up there without having to have shrunk myself in any way. And this is great.
I was gonna say, how do we do on the pork?
This is awesome. So it's my mom in winter, she'll make all this. She makes a lot of hearty sauces, and this one is just a blue cheese sauce. I love it. My sisters don't like it because they don't like blue cheese, but I'll always ask my mom to make it, and she will make it. In our house, I grew up with the have to finish your plate mentality.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm trying to actually deprogram now. I don't know how you were raised, but it's hard. Because like to me, I'm like, okay, I gotta finish this, but I'll get full halfway through. But there's something in me and I can keep eating.
I think the one universal is that shame doesn't help anything ever. You know, that like feeling of guilt around food or feeling of guilt around a workout, feeling of guilt around your body. Like, how do you train? How do you eat from like a place of love and positivity, or do you still struggle with that guilt?
I eat very much so because I want to feel my body. I eat because I think I more eat because I want to be so good at rugby, and it's given me a reason to fuel well because my job is to be the most powerful, the strongest. I'm known as the biggest out there. So my job is to be that. If I were to lose that, you kind of lose your identity on the rugby pitch.
Yeah.
So I think that's helped me. But even now, I also am around people again who don't shame me for eating.
I was gonna ask, how much of your identity is locked up in being a rugby player now?
I'm very proud to be a rugby player. And so now that I'm in these spaces, people call me like content creator, influencer.
Sure.
And I just don't like it because to me, I'm a rugby player. I'm an Olympian. I'm an Olympic medalist. But I've had to do the content creation so that I could continue playing rugby comfortably. So it's an interesting thing. I'll go to events and it'll be a lot of influencers. And whenever I go up to somebody, I'll introduce myself as Ilona, Maher, rugby player.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am. Not that I'm better than them. I just think like I'm not just an influencer. I do this. Like my passion is rugby. I'm an athlete. I'm a great athlete. I'm a world-class athlete.
It's a very interesting part of inequality in men's and women's sports is that men really get to be boring.
Right.
Like you simply can't be a female athlete and be boring and actually make money right now. And you see that, I think, across all women's sports. Like I love track and field so much. I love it, but every time a winner finishes a race, I'm watching the interviewer just go, say something interesting.
Right.
Say something interesting so people will watch. And they say, my coach told me the game plan and I executed it. And I went, damn it, say something.
Yeah.
God bless him. But I know so many athletes that want to be boring because that's why they love sports, is it's simple. Like I know so many people that are like, my whole life is on the pitch. I eat, I train, I recover, I sleep. That's why I love this.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of people are sort of forced into uncomfortability by having to do these things?
I agree. I think a lot of people, especially after what some athletes have seen what I've done with social media, they feel like, okay, well now they have to do it, which in a way they do have to, but a lot of people who are traditionally quieter have now had to put themselves out there. And girls who are quiet and don't want to still feel this pressure to because they want to, make money and be able to do all that I'm doing. But you have to be so different. And to your point, I mean, when I think of track and field, I think of the people with the personalities, right? Like Noah Lyles with the personality, Sha'Carri Richardson, Tara Davis Woodhull and her husband.
100%.
Like the personalities they're putting out there, we know about them.
It
And
helps
they
have
are
a
also the best-
signature hat. It helps
Yeah.
to have a signature hat too. Tara Davis and the cowboy hat.
Exactly.
Good branding move.
And they are also amazing at their sport,
Yeah.
but then you can think of, you know, the 800 runners or the other events that you wouldn't know the best of.
Yeah.
So I do feel it. It's so hard because these athletes are so amazing and day in and day out are grinding, but they have to do more. And they have to give, like I feel like sometimes I give too much of myself to the internet because I have to and because I know people connect with it. And it is paying off for me, but we're definitely in a place where we want to see more from athletes and we want to see them, okay, dance, monkey, be
Yeah,
funny,
of
you know?
course.
What do you got for us? And so it's like, that's how I feel sometimes. I got to be funnier and do all this. So it's a good point you're making that we don't have the privilege of being boring in these sports that aren't known.
Yeah. I think there's been a big shift in celebrity culture in general too over the last probably 20 years in the social media age where we want celebrities to feel relatable now. And that includes athletes. Whereas I think before that, we sort of wanted to see these demigods do things that we
Right.
never thought were possible, but now it's almost the opposite. But do you feel like you have to sort of give more and more?
I always say that people would think of athletes as untouchable, as Olympians, as just the strictest, the hardest working people. And so what made me, I think, so successful in Tokyo was that I was an Olympian playing, you know, a really tough sport. And yet they're like, look at her being funny. Like,
Yeah,
look at her just being
100%.
herself. That's so wild. Shouldn't she be like training? Oh my gosh, wait, Olympians flirt in the village? Oh, Olympians do this and say funny things?
The
That's-
beds really aren't sex
beds,
proof.
no, they're not. They're not.
We're not sex proof.
Wish I'd tried it out. No, but that's what made me successful in the village was just, okay, they think of athlete. When you hear an Olympian, right, you think of the top of the top. All they do day in and day out is grind and play hard. So I was like, well, I'm going to show a little bit more of myself. And because you don't know much about Michael Phelps, when he was winning, he was just winning.
Yeah.
You couldn't
Yeah.
tell if he was a funny guy or not. He was just such a true winner. So that's what kind of made me stand out. And so what I've done for the sport has been amazing. It's helped it grow, but it cannot just be me. And I almost want my compatriots or my colleagues to start stepping up and putting themselves out there more because that's the only way our sport's going to grow. Look at even the WNBA, Angel Reese and the personality she brings. We need that in rugby, and I cannot be the only one. Do you burp a lot on the show?
So much. Yeah, I've learned to swallow it though and
I'm
push it out the other
burping
end.
so much. And so we kind of need it. And I think I've been at the forefront of showing personality in sport in some ways. It's sad to say we need more, especially in rugby.
Are there any female rugby players you'd like to call out right now to say step up your social media
Yes.
game?
Hannah Botterman, you've been doing much better. You can do even more. You're hilarious. My teammate Sammy Sullivan on the USA Sevens, just the funniest, says what she wants to. If she really committed, she would be the funniest rugby player in the world. I have a lot more. Sarah Byrne, great teammate of mine. Portia Woodman, the nicest, sweetest person ever, can also kill you on the field. I'd love to know more about her, So,
Ellie Kildun, start streaming Call of Duty.
yes.
Might help.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could try Call of Duty. Yeah.
Ilona, for the final course of your final meal, we have your mom's cinnamon rolls made with the best classic ingredients, and a luxurious tiramisu with the signature cocoa powder topping. And then we have an iced vanilla latte with fresh brewed espresso and also a fresh homemade vanilla bean syrup with the whole beans. Wow.
Wow. Give these people a raise.
I agree entirely.
Cheers. One more.
Cheers. Okay, why the tiramisu other than the fact that it's like the best dessert?
Love the finger.
Ladyfinger.
Later finger. I love being fingered in the tiramisu.
Yeah, you got to.
The thing is, a lot of people can make tiramisus badly.
Yes, we're done.
If they don't soak the lady fingers enough. Too dry.
If they don't finger the...
If they don't finger the tiramisu as well,
gonna be too dry.
It's gonna be too dry.
Yeah. One of my favorite clips of you is where you're being interviewed and you are asked about your imposter syndrome. Not if you had imposter syndrome or have you heard of this thing, but your imposter syndrome.
Right.
Why did that question strike a chord so much?
The thing is, I've been asked it a couple times now. Like constantly, I would be asked, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? And so I had to look it up one time because I was like, what is that? Okay. And then I'd be like, you believe you don't deserve something. Okay, interesting. I didn't say that. So I'm at this interview and she's like, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? And I was like, who said I had that? Who said that? So it was interesting because I don't know if they're asking, Patrick Mahomes if he has imposter syndrome for being one of the best quarterbacks in the world. If they're asking Ronaldo, and these are, again, not that comparable to me. I'm just talking about like the best men's players in the world.
Sure, yeah.
Are they asking them these questions? To me, the question says, do you believe you deserve what you've gotten?
Yeah.
And that's what I hear when you say that. And I just think, okay, I don't have that. There's sometimes I do doubt myself, of course, but I am constantly working out. When I'm at home for Christmas, I'm putting on gloves and a hat and layers to go run in the snow at the track. I decided to go play rugby in high school and took that chance. And then I decided to go play rugby in college. And then I decided to transfer. And so all these moments haven't been easy. And I've done it. And then especially for Olympics, you think I went to 2 Olympics and I'm not deserving to go to those Olympics? Like I wasn't chosen, there was somebody who was better than me to be chosen? That's what I think of when you say that to me. And I feel like there's also sometimes, not as much maybe because of my video, I've changed the world, no. I think there's also sometimes women, we say that to humble ourselves.
Yeah.
And we say it so that people can be like, oh yeah, she's, oh yeah, I have imposter syndrome. And the women are the most hardworking people you've ever met. A woman who could have played in the D1 basketball, she'd be like, well, maybe I can coach my son's middle school basketball team. I've had dads who played 1 season in elementary school, coach their daughter's basketball team. He believes he has that. He believes he can do that. Whereas women, we feel like we have to do so much more to deserve something like that, even though we are overqualified. I'm qualified. I'm very deserving to have made all these Olympic teams and to also have gotten this fame that I've gotten. I posted myself constantly. I am constantly putting everything out there. Like we say, like I put too much out there. Not other people are doing it. So yes, I'm in this chair. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
I think that idea of modesty, society has rewarded women for it, and then they have rewarded men for hyperconfidence for thousands of years, and then now we're trying to like reckon with it. That hyperconfidence that we expect from men, and also this false modesty that we expect from women, do you think we all need to meet in the middle somewhere?
So actually to that, I have my strength coach who I was talking to recently, he coaches both men and women, and I was talking, is there a difference? And he said, he kind of tells a story of in ancient Rome, emperors would have somebody whispering in their ear, you are man, because of the inflated confidence with it. It was something like that. I might be telling the story wrong, but it's something in that, like just to bring them down to earth because they feel so godly. And almost women, you have to be like, no, you can do this. Not saying you're a god, but you can do more. You can. So I think there's a bridge because I don't want men to not think they're great.
Yeah.
They are great and they are so powerful and they can go and do amazing things. I think that there's can we keep them there? Can we bring women up that when they do say that they're deserving and confident, it's not a boastful way, but it's just like, oh no, I can do this. Really it irks me when women are almost too humble about themselves. Like, no, it's you guys did that. You scored 7 tries on your own. You beat 13 defenders to score those tries. Yeah, your team was there, but also, let's be proud of yourself. I'm a great player. I'm not the best player. I have a lot to work on. I have a lot to make me better, but I'm very proud of what I have done, and I do think I deserve it.
And you deserve a
I was like, I'm gonna get into that voice.
We had to let it cool a bit. Which one do you want? Which one do you go for?
Okay, I'm liking the one that's kind of flooded with icing on it. I also have strict rules on cinnamon rolls. Why is every store-bought cinnamon roll dry?
Yeah. No, I think it's probably just because they've been sitting there for a long time.
Exactly.
We did bake these with a little bit of heavy cream on the bottom, which I think is the way you stop it, because I know you had a heavy cream mom. Am I crazy if I go for the filet mignon?
No, I would have gone with that too.
Yeah, well, you can take a bite
No,
off
no,
of
no,
mine.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Sure?
I'll be fine
No, I
with
feel
this,
guilty.
I guess. All right. And then I might dip it, kind of, how I do with my kale and my salad dressing. I'll do that.
Do
well, I'm
anything
gonna
you
do
want, because I'm gonna do what you're doing.
I'm gonna get in there, bring this over here. Should have worn more a working outfit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I should have worn just overalls.
Son of a bitch.
The first interaction I ever had with the rugby players, can I regale you with the story
Yeah,
real quick?
please, I'm gonna keep eating, but you tell
There's a
me.
whole Scottish rugby team,
Ooh.
and they were partying down at UC Santa Barbara. And then there's a guy who was 6'4" and weighed something like 14 stone, and I didn't know what that meant, but he was a big boy. And he goes, All right, lads, thanks for the drinks. And on his way out, just punches a hole in our wall.
Right.
But he did it in such a nice way. He was saying thank you, and he just punched a hole in our wall and walked out. And we just went, nice guy.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, fight him?
Exactly not. And so that
almost
was
like,
it.
thank you?
And I think there kind of is a beautiful, no one has ever partied harder to me than rugby players, specifically women rugby players.
We have a very big culture of it. I think we have a cool sport in that after tournaments, we go out all together. So even though you've spent you've been playing a game where you've been beating each other up, stiff arming each other in the face, we go out and enjoy and kind of come together. And we drink and we reminisce on the game. So it's a really cool environment. I don't know. It's a cool sport, and I wish more people got to experience it because it's different. I was at a soccer game recently, and they were like chanting, "Ref, you suck." Like everybody in the stadium was chanting, and I was like, "That's just she's just trying to get paid. She's trying to have a job, okay? And you're making her feel bad." So it's a different environment, and I'm proud to be part of the sport.
Yeah.
That is like that.
There's a certain amount of empathy involved. There's a Michael Phelps documentary that he made called The Weight of Gold.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had dealt with the post-Olympic blues and how it was different in 2024 and in the Tokyo 2020 games.
In Tokyo, we lost in the quarterfinals. So meaning we were out of medal contention. And I, for some reason, took it on as it was my fault. I don't know if it was because of my burst of fame or something like that. I think there was a couple reasons, but I think one reason was because all of a sudden I had all these eyes watching me because it was in Tokyo, so no fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
All these kind of people I didn't know were there, but they were watching me, and so I didn't want to mess up for them. After that, I was very deeply depressed. Even after the game, I called my parents and I was like, it's all my fault. It's all my fault I did this. I called my coach. I called my sisters. And for about like 3 to 4 weeks, I was really unwell. I was a shell of a human. I was very sad. I remember after we lost the game, I had like a breakdown on the side of the field. And had to be taken into the medical and just with my sports psych and my doctor there, and I just kept chanting like it's all my fault because I just thought that I had messed it all up because winning a medal was all you want. And so this one game that's 14 minutes long, barely any time, and it just ruins your whole career, and now we have to wait another 3-4 years to try to do it again. So it really messed me up. So I was really in a very tough way for a while there. I think what helped me was I went and would coach some rugby, went to colleges and did guest coaching to find the love of it again. It was tough being around teammates because I felt like they blamed me. They didn't. They were just of course. It's just, I put a lot of things on my back. But so that though did help me in the lead up to Paris, I spent every moment preparing me for that next quarterfinal in Paris. I remember that first tournament after Tokyo, I would talk with my sports psych and we would kind of devise how am I gonna get better? So when that moment happens again, how do I not break down like I did? And so I would kind of just get excited by any little thing that went wrong. So if I forgot my mouth guard, I'd get so excited because I'm like, well, this is good. What if I forget my mouth guard at the Olympics? I prepared my brain for it. I think the main thing was, it was very selfish of me to assume that it was all my fault because I was not the only one playing out there.
Yeah. It's the same mechanism as you thinking that a victory would be all because of you. It's
exactly
the same thing, just flipped.
And that was some random man on TikTok who commented that. So I don't know.
It was me.
He said something. It was him. He was like, you wouldn't take all the blame or the credit if you won, so why would you take all the credit if you lost? And I was like, thank you, random man from Idaho. That was really deep. And that helped me as well. So then now whenever I go out, I remember it's a team sport. I'm not alone out there. And I say that to myself many times, I'm not alone. And so when I got to Paris, we ended up playing the same team, Great Britain, in the quarterfinals again. And so I was like, is this some sort of weird, are we gonna lose again? Or is this our redemption? And my main thing in Paris was I was with my sports psych. I would get with him, and we would do mindfulness every evening. When that came that we were gonna play GB, I got with him and we were just in the mindful area in this village and just saying undisturbed, calm, composure, breathing right. And then I remember going out there feeling okay, let's just do it. I'm not alone. By getting so hurt and really being so depressed because of that, I think it led to the medal. But it was a dark time for my family. They were very scared for me. And a lot of times I try to be the strong one in our family, not just physically, but also mentally.
Did winning a medal actually change the way that you felt, say, after 2024? And I know you went like right into like Dancing with the Stars, and then you went over to play 15s, and you've kind of been nonstop a little bit since 2024.
I also didn't want to place too much on winning a medal because that was it. In Tokyo, I was like, we need to win a medal. That's all we need. And then when it doesn't go well, you're screwed because you thought this was the only thing you needed.
Yeah.
So my main thing before Paris was, and I said this with my best friend, we have to enjoy every moment before the Olympics. The locker room chats, the bus rides, the getting to travel the world, that's why we're doing it. The medal will be great, but I wanted to be about the journey going to the Olympics. And so a medal was a cherry on top, but I think I would have left Paris still happy with how it went, even if I didn't win a medal.
When your career is all said and done, and who knows what that's all going to hold from 2028 LA and beyond, what do you want your legacy to be when you die?
I think it was that they can be like, well, she was really just her. I could be a great athlete. I could be funny. I could be all these things, and that was just who I was. I wasn't trying to be somebody else because it's been so much easier to be myself than anyone else.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you think happens when you die?
I don't know. I think about it a lot. I, in some ways, believe in ghosts. But I don't know if there. I have
some ways,
I have
ways.
some stories too. I've seen some things. I think believing in a higher power is awesome, and I love people who do that. I grew up very Catholic, and I think it's an amazing thing. I was just watching Coco. It'd be great if there was cool cities like that. You know what I'm saying? That'd be really. I'm like, that is a nice city for the dead. Okay. I hope it's just peace, but I hope there's more. I hope that we get another chance, or there's another thing we get to do. Because the thought of just being erased from this is kind of sad, and I do think there's more out there. I believe there's more, and I believe there's a lot of happiness and peace out there. Yeah. Best friend actually has a Memento Mori tattoo on her because she loves that, and she always does her daily stoic, and so Memento Mori, remember you will die, so like we're here now, and I put myself out there for the people, and I get to do cool shit like this.
You ready to go to the lightning round?
Yep.
Who's the one person, dead or alive, you'd want to share your actual last meal with?
You can stack your sisters in a trench coat if you'd like.
I guess I'll stack my sisters in a trench coat, yeah.
What song do you want to be played at your funeral?
You know what I love? They raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
You could get Grobes.
Whenever that plays.
You could get Grobes.
Whenever that plays, I love it.
What position would your Dancing with the Stars partner, Alan Burstyn, play on the rugby pitch?
He thinks he'd be a wing. Yeah.
And you think he would be?
Well, he saw Danny. My funny thing is he saw Danny Amendola, and Danny Amendola's kind of a small guy.
Yeah.
And he goes up to me and he's like, oh, I could have been in the NFL. Bigger than Danny Amendola. I should have. I was like, all right, get out of here. Danny Amendola's one of the best to ever do it, but okay.
Who's your dream eulogizer at your funeral?
My sisters are very funny, but I'm having dinner with them.
They're already in a trench coat.
They're already in a trench coat. They can't do two. That's a lot of work. I'll go with my friend who I've recently made through 15s rugby. Her name's Georgie Paris Redding, and she's so funny to me. And also her and my other friend Charlie, who I made. Those two together, I think, could be really funny on a eulogy, just sharing stories. So I'll go with them. I think I want one of my friends. I think Nicole, my best friend, would be great at it, but she'd have people crying.
I don't know how you're gonna
But maybe you know what, start working on it, Nicole. Maybe it's you.
If you and your sisters were to rob the Louvre, what would your assigned roles be?
I would be like watch out,
Nice.
you know, if that's a role.
watch
And
out.
then I think Olivia would be the inconspicuous one who would be like, just a girl walking through the Louvre.
Yeah.
Adriana's probably the mastermind of it. She's probably thinking things through. She's like, you got a laser, and then you got to laser through. I don't think I have much role in this Louvre heist.
No, but you're there for support, though. It
Okay,
sounds like.
yeah,
You're the
yeah.
watch
I'm
out.
like,
Yeah,
watch
yeah, yeah.
out. I'll strangle a security guard.
The Strangler. That's
And then
a
like,
key role.
shh, shh, you know?
That's
And I put on his uniform.
Solid. The Strangler in uniform put her on.
Right.
What's your biggest fear?
Deep water, I have a lot of trouble with. I really, for some reason, cannot get myself to jump into deep water, like lakes or anything. But sometimes I get scared of, you see your parents getting older and whatnot, and you're seeing like how they're moving. So I think that scares me as well. Like, oh wait, life is short. We don't have as much time as we used to have, and you realize everybody's getting older. I'm almost 30, and my parents are this. So I think that scares me, is not having a lot of time with the people I love and really enjoying it.
Yeah. What color medal are you going home with after the 2028 LA Olympics?
Gold,
Hell yeah, brother.
hopefully.
Finally, Ilona, are you happy?
I am happy, and I want to figure out a way to help others to feel this sort of happiness, because I've been blessed to have this.
Yeah. Truly, this is incredible. If you want to deliver your last words to that camera right there.
I'll, like a single tear, imagine that. I did that. And then that kind of in signal, like what I was able to do in my career. So it's just, I did that, and then done.
And they're like, she confessed to strangling the security guard at the Louvre.
Oh shit.
We solved it.
Wait, sorry, no.
You got anything else to plug?
I'd plug House of Maher, my podcast with my sisters, just 3 girls yapping. And then I'd plug my own, I guess. You can follow me if you want. No pressure, Ilona Maher, Insta, TikTok. Maybe you've seen me. And yeah, if you see me on the street, just like wave.
Get 20% off all things Mythical. That's merch and memberships. And remember, a portion of merch and membership proceeds goes directly to Toys for Tots. Shop and give back today.